I think your friend.
Because there's no food allowed in this part of the building.
Right. No food in here.
Yeah, I think
Where's
your
it
friend.
headed?
It's trash.
She'll be back.
I paid for that bottle.
Stephanie.
Oh, fuck. Hey.
So I'm going to ask you if you can move a little bit forward because just to accommodate people who are coming in. So just move closer. Thank you.
Is up to my waist.
Got a better shot, that's for sure.
Oh no, allergies in my shot.
This is fascinating. This is amazing. So I think we can go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with greeting you with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be with you. So, and when we say peace be with you, it means that you have total safety from me, that nothing bad, harmful will come from me vis-a-vis you. And the reason I'm saying this is just to give you the context in terms of what does it mean actually. So, on behalf of the Muslim community of Tarwar and the Islamic Center here on ODU campus, I would like to welcome all of you. And more importantly, thank you for actually really coming on this day. The weather is so nice outside, and then you have chosen to come inside instead of enjoying the weather, particularly for gardeners we were talking about, because I'm myself a gardener, I love gardening, so I started yesterday and today. So, but I think your attendance coming here to the masjid means a lot to us. Means a lot to us as a community, and it reflects really the deep, in terms of the deep relationship into the human relationship that we usually have, you know, because very often we are living in a very difficult context. Some people call it poisonous, some people call it, but regardless of the adjectives, what we really have to remember is that for us, our religious tradition have certain common things. For every religious tradition, there is what is considered universal and what is considered particular. And the idea is very often we focus on what is particular and we forget what is actually universal. And universal are the sense of unconditional love, of empathy, of compassion, of integrity, of being nice to each other as human beings. And being the idea of being nice to each other, because anytime we steer away from being nice, and here I'm really using the verb itself, this adjective is really to plain meaning, just be nice. Anytime we steer away from it, we find ourselves in dehumanizing the other, in belittling the other, in not even actually take away the humanness of the other when you objectify him, when you see you are no longer, when we think that we are different, we are superior, but in reality we are not. In the Quran there is this verse that says that Allah, God, created us. If He wished, He would have created us as all one nation, one tribe, one group. But He created us in different groups and different nations so we can actually learn to know each other, to discover each other. Because I think one of the most important, one of the main issue is when there is a lack of knowledge of the other, there is fear. When there is a lack of appreciation of what do I have in common. Regardless of our physical appearance, the Creator who created us, He created us, my physiological system, for example, my brain functioned the exact same way as your brain. Whether you are black, white, yellow, when your brain or your heart, do you think that those people actually who think that are above and beyond others, their heart function differently? No. So the idea we have so much in common, and of course there are differences. There are differences, and that's fine. That's what actually makes us unique, the richness of human being in general. Do you think how the world would like, if we were all, we would look like? It would be boring. It would be even in terms of nature itself. So, I don't want to make it a long speech. I just want to share with you these ideas and perhaps 2 or 3 more ideas in terms of just recognizing that our religious tradition, we have what is universal, that brings us together, and then we have particular things that are unique to each religious tradition. And the idea is we have to recognize, to work to the common good of humanity on recognizing what is common. And for the differences from an Islamic perspective, there is actually no one has the right to judge the other. In other words, there is a judge, so let him judge. But as long as we are here, we have just to find that common ground where we care about each other, we appreciate each other, we recognize that we are a community, we bring something that, for instance, for example, maybe that every one of us has some kindness and goodness in his heart that makes a difference. And I really think that's what. And how do we do that? We do that, of course, by these kind of events, by attending, by learning to know each other, by recognizing again what do we have in common, but more importantly having that kind of mutual respect in terms of who we are and the way we are, regardless of the differences. And the second thing is really in terms of identifying some common areas where we can work together for the betterment, for the improvement of our communities, for our society, for the whole world. Because frankly, the current situation, when you look around the world, it's a mess. And then maybe, in fact, last week there was this scientific, discovery that they discovered some new plants that could actually be livable. I was thinking maybe all those people that we don't like them, just ship them to that new planet, and then we fix the problem. The problem is going to be it's not cost effective. It's going to cost billions to do that. So we are stuck. There is no way for us. I mean, you have this group of people, you cannot just shift them somewhere. You have to live with them. You have to. So that's the end. So the idea is really in terms of identifying that, finding common good, and also more importantly is speaking out against injustice and tolerance. Because unless we have the courage to do that, when I recognize that there is something wrong, at least I can have the courage to say, that's probably not the best way to handle that situation. That's probably not the right way to say. What about this? In other words, always offer alternatives that are actually close to because sometimes when you hear comments, when you hear things, those things have nothing to do with the Christian tradition or with the Jewish tradition or the Muslim tradition. And here let me tell you something. I said I'm not going to be making it long, but it looks like I'm going to end soon. The revelation comes. The Creator sends a revelation to His chosen people, to His chosen prophets. And then the revelation says certain things. And then Satan comes and tells him, let me organize these things for you. And you do know what this organization is? It's the interpretation of religion. In other words, there are certain things that are revealed to us, that are said, that are mentioned, that govern what we do, and it's actually what do we interpret, what do we do with it? What do we do with it? And that's really the thing that I think we are struggling with. Let me end with a very important point, again, for thanking you for for showing your support. It means a lot to us. It really means a lot to us because there are so many things that are going on, and of course people react to things differently. So we're constantly reminding people, reconforting them, telling them there are things. I mean, you cannot just lump everyone and say all these groups or these groups. People are different. People will be different, and I think that's what makes this makes our community strong, because we are different, because everyone is bringing something to the table, because we care about each other, and because, after all, we are human beings. And if we remember that we all have the same root, then maybe we could remember that we have to care about each other. And again, thank you very much for coming. And I think we are going to just move on to, yes, Sister Huma is going to share with you a few things, and then we will continue with it. By the way, this is supposed to be a very informal. We are just trying to get the, yes, do you want to?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. There's salam and peace to everyone. And I welcome, thank you for the members of the families and the community around. Welcome everybody here to our Islamic Center. And I just want to introduce the occasion that we are doing today, that the reason that this is something we come up with. In this country, the majority of the populace is non-Muslims. And so in order to thrive, as Muslims must be able to get along and live with the non-Muslims. A majority of the political powers in the country is as well as non-Muslims. And so it's important to have good relationship with them, and so they look out for us. It is also unlikely for a non-Muslim to have an empathy for Muslims if they have never met or interacted with the Muslims. So the basic key is this, that come and know us, see us, that who we are, so at least people know about us directly from us, not from the other negative media or other people around us. Another thing is the best way to spread the message of Allah is also through the casual interaction with people. The perception of Muslim and Islam in the media is not the most positive or accurate, and this unfortunately will be blindly believed by anyone who has never interacted with a Muslim or on a micro level. If someone has never known a Muslim, they will see what is on the media as the truth. It is important for Muslims to branch out and interact with non-Muslims so they can get to know the true Islam. If someone knows a Muslim in real life and has a relationship with them, they will able to combat the misconceptions of Islam from the media or any other outside source with their own personal opinions of Muslims. People can only make these personal opinions and ideas of Islam and Muslims by micro interactions with them. So thank you so much for the members of the refugee families who have been enough to come out and speak of their ordeals. So we are really grateful to have them here to know their journey they have been going through. This event has been organized these two things in mind, to extreme number of calls and emails we are getting regarding to help the refugees and their families in the area, and to continue the journey we started of building bridges of friendship and understanding between the community. So in case you already have been signed up, I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for the volunteer program. And if you are not, then there is a more program for the refugees, which Sister Rabia Jaffrey is going to explain more about that. And for all of those who have asked, if have any specific questions about this event or any coming up events in the future, they can ask me. I'm Sister Huma Haider, and there's another sister here, the Sister Sahar, and we can keep you posted, give us all the information so we can ask people to come and even help us to set up the events like this. So this is the beginning, and we just prepared it for the past couple of weeks. We're not very organized and well planned, but inshallah next time we'll do a better job in organizing everything ahead. So I invite Sister Rabia Jaffrey here to tell you more about the refugee program over here in Hampton Roads. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum Some of you might have seen me before from the motherboard, and maybe you do most of them, yeah. Okay. So this event is actually, well, first of all, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here. We should have started this earlier. That's what I will say, that I hope, I wish that we had started all this earlier. But today's job is, I actually brought 2 of the refugees with me to tell you the story. I want to put a face to the word refugee today. So, because we have been hearing a lot about refugees, and this is happening and that's happening. So 2 of them are here. Again, my name is Rafi Jafi. If you have any concerns, any questions, how you can help, what you can do, we have the volunteer forms back there. Adopt a family, I believe, is the best way to help. It has a different type of options, what you can do, what you can engage other people, bring on other people to help other people, you know, like refugees. I am there to guide, I am there to answer the questions, I'm there to make it as simple and easy as I can. Whoever, you know, is willing there. Of course, you can join 2 or 3 families and adopt 1 family, as I was, you know, telling some of you. That's, I think, is the best way. So now, without lengthening it more, let me introduce Abu Hamza and Abu Abdullah. That means that father of Hamza and father of Abdullah. And in Arabic tradition, I think to call them, they do not call each other with their first names, although their names are Omar and Muhammad. But Abu call them, and here Brother Abdus is going to translate, because I think it's going to be easier and justified more to hear, you know, someone who can translate them as compared to, you know, little English that they know. So let's welcome Abu Hamza and Abu Abdullah.
السلام عليكم. يا محمد أنا محمد، اسمي محمد. أنا شخص من ملايين الأشخاص الذين خرجوا من سوريا. كنا نعيش في بلادنا بأمان وسلام حتى أتت الحرب. أتت الحرب فأهلكت كل شيء.
My name is Mohammed. I am one of the millions of Syrians who left their country. They were living in peace and until the war came. And when the war came, it destroyed everything.
كنا نعيش بسلام وأمان حتى أتت الحرب 2012 2011 2012. أنا وعائلتي أنا وعائلتي 10 أشخاص نعيش في بيت. كنا نرى الموت في كل ساعة وفي كل لحظة. نرى الموت وكنا نتمناه في بعض الأحيان.
He says his family is actually, there are 10 of them, and when they were in Syria, they were living in one room, and they were seeing death almost every time, to the extent that sometimes they would actually wish for it.
أيها الأخوة، أتعلمون كيف يتمنى المرء الموت؟ يتمنى الموت عندما يرى طائرة تلقي ببراميل الموت ولا تعلم أين تنزل. تتمنى الموت عندما ترى جارك أو صديقك قد قطعت رجله أو مات أمامك أو تهدم البيت عليه.
He said the way how can actually someone wishes for, you know, for death is that when you see planes dropping bombs and not knowing what they are going to hit. When you see that homes actually are destroyed, and then when you see that your neighbor dies next to you, and then when you see your neighbor, his feet is cut.
لي 3 جيران، نزل صاروخ في بيت جارنا، ماتت المرأة وقطعت رجل ابنها. الجار الثاني ابنته أتى صاروخ فنعت جسمها كاملا، اللحم أصبح على الجدران.
He said he has 3 neighbors. The first one, missile hit the house, and the wife was killed, and the daughter actually her leg was severed. And the second one, he said the missile hit the house, and the flesh of the young girl actually was sprinkled across the wall.
لذلك ما كان لنا بدا إلا أن نخرج من هذا البلد. خرجنا إلى الأردن، خرجت إلى الأردن، مشينا مسيرة 10 أيام تقريبا أو مسيرة يوم كامل، ولبثنا 10 أيام على الحدود، ودخلنا إلى الأردن وعشنا لمدة 2.
He said after witnessing all this horror, we had no other choice but to leave. And when they left, they walked for 10 days from where they lived in Syria to the Jordanian, the Jordanian crossing. And one thing that he did mention, that he's actually, the walking distance, of course, it's 100 miles, but also because he has a very young children. So you can imagine yourself walking for 10 days with carrying young children with you.
عشت في الأردن من شهر 5 ل 2014 إلى شهر 11 حتى أتيت إلى أمريكا. طبعا هاي السنتين مضيناها صعبة كانت للغاية، لأنه ما كان في عندي بنت معها مرض نادر، كان معها هشاشة عظام، والمرض نادر كثير وعلاجه كان مكلف في الأردن. فالسنتين كانت صعبات كثير علينا لأنه ما وجدنا العلاج، وإضافة إن العمل صعب، ما في تقدر تعيش 10 أشخاص في الأردن.
He said he lived in Jordan for 2 years, and during that time, those 2 years, it was extremely difficult and hard for him, particularly because he has a daughter that she has sickness that is kind of unusual, and the cost of everything was extremely high. And on the top of that, they were not allowed; they have no job opportunities. So for him, it was extremely difficult to provide for his children.
طبعا أنا كنت شخص من اللي حالفهم الحظ، واتصلوا علي بال 2015 بشهر 10 بالسفر لأمريكا كلجوء. فاستمرت المعاملة تقريبا أكثر من سنة وشهر، ووصلنا إلى أمريكا، والحمد لله يعني الأمور كانت كويسة هون، الاستقبال كان كويس، والحمد لله يعني حتى البنت بلشوا بعلاجها، وتقريبا لحد الآن أمورنا كويسة هون.
So he said he is one of the lucky refugees in Jordan that we actually had. They were the UNHCR actually picked them, for migration, for the United States, and the entire process took 13 months. 13 months for them to go through all the paperwork, verification, the validation. Basically, as we were joking earlier with Abu Hamza, that they even know exactly how many breaths you are taking every day. So, in other words, the whole idea that they are coming and vetted and all that stuff, that's nonsense. And of course, he said since he arrived here, he is thankful to God, he's thankful to the community, he's thankful to the country, because things have changed drastically for him. His life is taking a different turn, and more importantly for him, his daughter is actually getting the medical attention that she deserves as a child and that she needs. So he's extremely thankful for everyone who is helping him with that.
الحمد لله يعني بلشتني بالعمل صار لي شهر، واحنا يعني اللي بنقصنا ما بنقصنا اي شيء الا انه نعيش بسلام ونعيش بامان. واولادي الساعه 5 او 4 عم بدرسوا بالمدرسه وبلشوا يتعلموا، ونطمح انه نعيش هون بامان ونعلم اولادنا العلم الكويس اللي يمكنهم بالحياه بالمستقبل.
And he's saying he started actually working a month ago, and he is happy to see his children actually attending school and his goal is really to provide for his family so they can live in peace and safety and see, and actually his children would have the opportunity to learn and to grow and then have a better future than what they left behind them.
وأدعو الله عز وجل إنه بنتي ال5 سنين عمرها أنها تتمكن من المشي في المستقبل في العلاج هون، وهذا أقصى ما أتمنى، لأنه بجوز 90% من سبب خروجي من بلدي وهو معالجة بنتي.
And he's saying he's wishful that he's asking Allah to help him actually enable his daughter so that she can walk in the future. She's 5 years old, and he's hoping that she would continue to have the medical attention so she can walk. And he's saying that probably the most important reason why he left his country, was actually to be able to help his daughter so she can walk one day.
وبقي شيء أخير إنه أتمنى إنه في بنت متجوزة بالأردن، أتمنى أن ترجع عندي مستقبلا، وهذا آخر شيء يعني.
And he's also wishing that he has another daughter that is in Jordan that so far she's unable to join him, so he's hoping that would actually happen in the future.
وأشكر أهل أمريكا الطيبين لأنه ما وجدنا منهم إلا الابتسامة، وأتمنى أكون كشخص مستقبلا شخص منهم إن شاء الله.
And he's saying thank you to all Americans that he said he has not found anything except smile and help and support, and he's saying that hopefully in the future he will be part of the fabric of the society and give back to the society.
Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أخواني أخواتي، أشكركم لوجودكم هنا وتسمعون كلامنا وتواسونا مع همومنا. يعني لا أزود على أخي الكريم من قبلي بشيء كثير يعني.
The batteries died, so the first thing he said, he's thanking you for coming so they can actually listen. He said his story is not that different from the story of Abu Abdullah.
والحمد لله رب العالمين، ونشكر رب العالمين، ونحن من الناس الذين هجرنا ولم نهاجر بكيفنا يعني.
After thanking Allah, he said he is actually among the people that they were pushed out of their country. In other words, to migrate, to leave their country. They did not leave their country out of their own will.
والذي يأتي من رب العالمين، ونحن كمسلمين علينا أن نشكر ونشكر الرب الكريم.
And he's saying as Muslims we have to, that's the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's what he gave us, and then we have to be thankful for what he gave us.
وفي ناس يعني بتسمعنا وبتفهمنا، وناس كتير طيبين هون بأمريكا، يعني يختلف الموضوع كثيرا يعني.
And he's saying that thankfully there are people who listen to them, who help them, who hear them, and then he said that the kindness of the American people really is making a difference in terms of their journey here.
أنا شخص من سوريا، من حمص، من حي بابا عمر. اعتقلت تميت 3 شهور و17 يوم، وطلعت الحمد لله رب العالمين بعد ما وضعت كل مدخولي لشقى العمر كلياته وحطيته كرشاوي يعني لحتى أطلع يعني من السجن.
He said he is actually from a neighborhood called Baba Amr in Hamsan. Probably you have heard it because it's one of the famous neighborhood actually that there was a lot of talk in the media. And he said he was picked up by the government and then thrown in jail for more than 3 months. And then for him to get out of jail, he had to basically donate in terms of everything that he owned, that he accumulated as a way, as a kickback. So because there was nothing against him, he did not do anything, wrong.
وصلت إلى الأردن 13/11/2013 وعشت 3 سنين ونص تقريبا، وبعدها جيت لهون لأمريكا والآن عم بتعالج. أنا طلعت من السجن كنت معتقل كسور في قدمي وكسور في كتفي وكسور في يدي يعني.
He said when he left Syria, he stayed in Jordan for 3 years, and he's currently here actually has some medical care and medical attention, because when he was imprisoned, he was tortured, and his legs were broken, and then so he had to go through some traumatic experiences in terms of torture in the prison.
وصلت هنا إلى أمريكا والحمد لله رب العالمين. أنا عم بتعالج وأولادي، عندي 6 أولاد، 4 صاروا منهم بالمدرسة و2 عندي صغار هذولي بالبيت يعني.
He said thanks to God he's here safe, and then more importantly for him, he has 6 children. 4 of them are going to school and 2 of them are still younger staying with him.
والحمد لله رب العالمين. اختلف معي الموضوع كثيرا، أحلى ناس وأطيب ناس. أشكر هذه الناس وأشكر الحكومة الأمريكية على الأشياء التي تعطيها لنا يعني.
He said his life changed drastically because he's finding the nicest and the most kindest and the generous people that actually were helping him forget his past experience. And he's thanking the American government, for giving him this opportunity to be here.
وناس غير الحكوميين، في ناس زي الدكتورة ربيعة والدكتورة هبة والدكتور حسام والدكتور حسين، هذول أعرفهم أنا القليل منهم يعني، وزيد، وهذول كمان ناس غير الحكومي، هم كمان بيعملوا واجبهم ومكترين ولطفهم وحسنهم زايد يعني.
And he's saying that all the volunteers, and he mentioned Dr. Rabia and several of the other volunteers who are actually making a difference in his life, in his family life, by really helping, providing the support, doing so many different things that, of course, were unknown to him when he was back in Syria.
الأسبوع الماضي توفي لي 3، أخي الكبير وأخ زوجتي وابن أخي زوجتي، ولم نجد أحد يواسينا غير الدكتورة يعني الناس الطيبين زي الدكتورة والدكتور حسام والجيران طبعا يعني.
He said last week he lost 3 members of his family. His older brother died a normal death, and 2 other actually nephews, they were actually killed in a missile because of the war. And he said he did not find solace and in terms of the community here, in terms of supporting him go through this difficult situation.
وأشكر حضوركم وأصغائكم إلنا، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وما بعرف شو بدي أحكي أكثر من هيك. شكرا جزيلا.
And he's thanking you for coming and for listening to his story, and he's saying he has nothing to say and he doesn't know what to say besides just thanking you and for coming and for listening to his story.
So I thank you again, everybody else who's coming out in this Sunday and the weekend here. I would like to invite Sahar Mirza here for just the closing remarks.
I can talk from here. I'm pretty loud. So I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This event would not be possible without all of you. We started this building our bridges in December when we had the Happy Holidays event. 2 weeks ago, we were not sure of a date for this event, and this is the power of social media. Thank you from the bottom of our heart for coming out. I do want to say there's a lot of food out there. Please don't leave without eating. And the next thing, the whole goal of this event was grab yourselves a Muslim person or someone who looks like a Muslim, get to know us better. We will be praying over here, so this space would be not available for about 10-15 minutes, but you know, go over there, grab some food, and like I said, grab a Muslim and get them to answer questions.
Yes, I would just like to announce that